They were liking it.
They're liking it? Okay. Okay.
They were just looking. They were just looking at me just to see if I was paying attention.
Okay. And that is one thing, paying attention, but it's not about paying attention. When I asked you guys to show your homework to your parents, the idea is that you should be able to explain what you have learned. When you are doing it, you should be able to explain. And when you are explaining that, that is when you also get to know, am I able to explain it properly? Have I understood it well enough? Do I need to go back to what I have learned and correct myself? Or I'm good? So this is more like a assessment of where how far you have gone with your understanding of particular concept. Okay. All right. So if in case of any doubt, watch the video again of the class. Go through it one more time. Try explain the concept to somebody based on whatever you know. Kind of recap.
Wait, so to interrupt, but can I use the restroom?
Yes, sure.
Where is that?
Yes. So you just take a 30 seconds break, Anna. Okay.
Where?
So this is the one. You can take off your shoes and go to this one.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So coming back to the point, Arnab. So whatever we have learned, I am assuming there is no doubt. If there is any doubt, let me know.
Yeah.
And another thing is just an announcement for you all that I'm planning to do an in-person test next week. Now I'm wondering, will that work for you? Because I think, as I heard from your mom, this month you guys have a lot of things planned already, right? So for doing in-person test, you have to be here in the classroom. And okay, just check with mommy and let me know. Okay, if we can do a test next week or we want to do it in the first week of April. I mean, as per my plan, every week there should be at least one test so that we would know whatever we have learned, are we able to do it well? If not, that will give me a clue that okay, there's something to be explained better or differently, right? So just check with mommy and let me know. Okay, if you can do a test sometime this month or you should plan for next month. Okay. Yeah. Arna, can you hear me? Okay. I'm not able to hear you. Can you hear me? Okay. Let me know once you're back.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, I was asking, just check with mommy once, that can we do a test this month? I mean, for the test you have to be here in the classroom basically, okay? Or we want to do it early next month. Okay?
Can we do it next month because I think I'm kind of busy this month.
No, I know that, I knew that, that's why I was asking. So, okay, let's plan for doing it in the first week of April. Alright?
Okay.
So I will continue whatever we are learning, and then a week or a week and a half before the test, I will publish these are the topics that we have covered, so that you can go through the videos of those classes and then kind of do a recap of what we have learned. Okay. All right. Yeah. So Mitran, what I was telling, you can take another chair. This might not be comfortable. Take another one. So what I was telling was, I'm planning to do a test. Okay.
When?
April first week.
Okay.
Because and test is nothing, not to make you guys fail or pass or get prize. It is just to get an assessment of am I teaching you guys well enough? Are you able to follow the concepts or not? Is
It's like a prepare for a star test because STAR test is coming up soon.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So a STAR test I know is the easiest thing in the world. You have to score 35% to pass, and I have not heard of any student who has ever failed in STAR test. Yeah. So that's why whatever we have learned, that's what I would focus on. But if you want to include some more topic, I'm fine with that. Okay.
Okay.
But I will publish that plan maybe 2 weeks before the test. That will be somewhere in the first week of April. That's what the plan is. Okay. Now, what we have learned today or starting today is called statistics. Okay. So, Arna, question to you: Has your teacher started teaching statistics? They have already taught it, or where are we in the school?
Probably have to remind me what that is, but we probably did.
Okay, so have you seen something like a pie chart in the school, or something like a bar graph? Have you seen things like a pie chart, a bar graph, or things like that?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you? What all you have learned in the school so far?
Well, from the beginning of the unit.
No, only primarily
The
from
beginning of what we learned at the beginning of the school year.
Yeah, I mean, more with respect to statistics.
Well, we haven't got into that yet. The teacher said after spring break we're going to learn about it.
Oh, okay. That makes my job easier then. Okay. Let me get a bit bigger, a better marker. Okay. Statistics. That is the topic for today, that we are starting today. Now, what is statistics? Any view, just like a normal person. What is your view or thinking about statistics? What exactly it refers to? Statistics. So meaning it deals with data stats or statistics. Statistics. Like you say mathematics, it has math and the tricks or things related to that.
Oh, so that's with the tricks.
Yes. Yeah? So statistics means the stats, the data view with some tricks around it. Okay. Now why do we need statistics? That's the first thing. I mean, we know addition,
Do some
subtraction.
job careers use statistics?
What is that?
Do some job careers use statistics?
Every job uses that.
Okay.
Every job uses that. So, okay, so statistics, see, we all know about data, we know about numbers, we know about different calculation methods, we know about probability, we have learned about exponents, we have learned about power, we have learned about area, perimeter, a lot of things. But these are things looked at in isolation. Okay, somebody says, I got 50 out of 80. How much percentage I got? So you'll say, okay, what percentage is 50?
You get like 60 something.
Something, yeah. But when you look at statistics, it gives you an intelligent view of the data that you have. Now let's look at something. That Arna, you are with me so far? Arna, you can hear me and follow me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So, statistics is nothing but an intelligent view of data.
Okay.
Meaning, you can look at data to make decisions. Now, or interpretations. Let's look at some data. Okay. Let's say I have a class of 50 students. Okay. In that class, there are 25. No, not yet. exact match. Let's say there are 24 boys and 26 girls. Okay. Now, somebody says, find out, and this is the class of, let's say, 9th grade. Okay. Meaning the students will be in the age range of probably 12 to 15. I'm just picking it up, right? 9th grade, 12 to 15, or maybe 13 to 15. This is the age range we are talking about. Arna, you are with me? We are talking about a class of 50 students where we have 24 boys and 26 girls. Okay? So there are kids in the range of 13 to 15 years for 9th grade. Now the teacher says, find out all the students who are below 14 and the students who are above 15. Let's say this task is given to Mitran and Arna. Okay, so Mitran has to go and talk to all the boys, get their age, put it in a piece of paper. Arna has to go and talk to all the girls, get their age, put it on a piece of paper. Okay, what Arna did was that, okay, fine, this is all the 26 girls. First girl is 13 years, second girl is 14 years, the third girl is 15 years, 14, 13, likewise, she just noted down. Same thing Mitran also did. You went and put the age of all the kids. That's what you have to find, right? All the boys basically. You put them all. And you just plotted it here, okay? So one boy is 13, one boy is 14, another boy is another 14, another boy is 15, then I found two boys 13, another boy 15, 14, 14, 14. You wrote something. Arna also did the same thing. She wrote the age of all the 26 girls she talked to and put their age here in this table. Look at this table. Okay. What does it mean to you? I mean, not table, this is just like I have two columns. One column has age of all the boys, one column has age of all the girls. Just by looking at this data, okay? Don't think about this as a math or anything complicated. Just look at it like a normal human being. By looking at this data, what you can do with this?
You can calculate how you can calculate what students' ages are below 14 and what student ages are above 15.
But what you have is all raw data. You have just numbers. Just numbers. I will say, okay, 13, 14, 14, 15, 13, 13, 15, 14, 14, 14, and I'll go on reading it. But for me, this is just data. It doesn't give me any intelligent view. Okay? Arna, do you agree with me? You and Mitran collected the age of all the students in a class where we had 50 students, 24 boys and 26 girls. Mitran got the age noted down for all the 24 boys. Arna got the age of all the girls in that class, and you guys have noted it down in a piece of paper like this. I hope you can see the table here. Arna, are you able to see it?
Sorry, my mute button wasn't working. What would you say? Yeah, I can see it.
You can see it? And you understood what I said so far, right? You both were given some task to get the age of the students in the class, and you have noted it down. Okay?
Yes.
I just took the data from you both because I had given the task to you both. I just took the data from you and I just wrote it here. Is this data of any use for anybody? You guys will say, yeah, this has the age, yeah, we have some information. This is of use. That is called bias. You guys are biased because you have collected the data. Okay? So you are thinking that you did something interesting. In fact, you did. What is going wrong here is this data cannot be consumed in an intelligent way by anybody. Now let me give you guys an example. I got this data. What I did was I plotted it like a graph. Okay, I have one graph like this for boys one bar like this for boys, like this for girls. Okay, this is for age below 14 years. Okay, and then okay, this kind of a bar which is like zigzag, that is for boys, and the ones with horizontal line, this represents girls. Okay, here this is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, I have given the this thing, this is for boys, and this one like this is for girls.
Girl.
From this graph, what I'm saying is, below age 14, there were, let's say, 12 boys, okay, and 10 girls. Above age 15, I had, let's say this is 13, and this is 11, this is 10, okay, 13. So there were 24 boys. In this graph, if you see, there are 13 boys who are below 14 years. There are 11 boys who are above 15 years, based on whatever data you collected, Mitran. Now, based on what Anna collected, she found that there are 10 girls who are below 14 years, and there are 16 girls who are above 15 years. Based on all the data that you collected here, right? I just put that in a graph. Now you look at this graph and look at this data. What is the striking difference that you see here? Here you have to read everything, and then you have to do a lot of calculation, struggle with yourself to find out what is the
I
interpretation.
know the difference. That one is a bit harder to find the total number, while the other one is easier to find the total number.
That is one way. Second is, you don't have to read so much. This is very easy to interpret. Now, you can make more intelligent decisions. Say, okay, fine. This other trend that I'm seeing, let's say there was more data, you would have had more graphs. That would have given you a trend also. Say, okay, yeah, I see boys in the age range below 14, there are lesser number of boys, and there are lesser number of girls, but in the age range 15, there are more number of girls. If I'm looking at this group, below 14 years, girls are more. Boys are more. If I'm looking at this group, girls are more. So there are a lot of interpretation that you can draw or derive from this data by looking at the graph. That is one of the essential element of why do we go for statistics. This gives you a more intuitive view of data, and it helps you derive the interpretation from that to make some decisions. Let's say if there was a need to find out 20 kids who are above 15, they know I have these 27 kids from which I can choose. They don't really have to go to this part of the data.
Yeah.
This helps them make decisions. If they have to say, okay, fine, I need to find 10 girls who are above 15, they know this is the pool of data that they have to look at. They don't have to go hunt for all the 26 girls to find out what they're looking for.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
This makes decision easy, this makes interpretation easy. And then, today's world, if you talk about data, that is the crux. You are talking about 6 billion people across the globe. If you have to find out all the people who speak Chinese, what will you do? You'll go and look at China as a country and look at that data. From that you will use that. If you have to find out English speaking people, then you know, okay, you'll go to US, Europe, UK, some of the countries where English is spoken more, right? If you have to go find out people, Tamil speaking people, what will you do? You'll go to India and Singapore, because these are the two places where you find maximum Tamil speaking people. And again in India, you don't have to go to the entire India, you just go to the southern part of India, again to the state called Tamil Nadu, and from that. So, if you have the data plotted in a structured way, okay?
I can't really see it that good.
Yes, so that is a problem for you, I know, because you are not in front of the screen. Can you see it a little better?
I can see a little better. Yeah.
Okay. So let's do one thing. I'll get the screen very close to the screen. Can you see it now? Is it better now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Can you take a screenshot of this one in your laptop? Take a screenshot if you can, so that when I'm referring to
Yeah,
this data.
I did the screenshot.
Okay, so now when I'm referring to this data, at least you can refer to that one, okay? Even if, because I was holding the laptop in my hand, so you'll be able to see it in the video, because that is through the iPad, but yeah, not on the screen right now, okay? I hope it is slightly better, okay? So you have the screenshot. So what I was saying, Arna, was that statistics actually helps you to get a more intuitive view of data. Be it in the form of a bar chart, be it in the form of a pie chart, be it in the form of a statistic line. We will learn about all those, okay? So let's look at another form of statistics data, okay? Let's say you have a class of, or you have 10 friends, okay? So Arna has 10 friends. Yeah? So let me know if it is slightly better for you, Arna. Can you see it? Okay.
I can see it.
Okay.
I can see it.
Okay. So I'm saying, okay, I can use bigger fonts, right? So let's say Arna has 10 friends. Okay? Okay? Some of them like pizza, some of them like pasta, and some of them like to stay hungry. Or see, let's say some of them like chaat. You guys know what is chaat, right?
Wait, chat?
Chaat.
Oh wait, I think I probably know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's one of the street food that everybody likes. Whenever you go to India, try that. If you can take the hot stuff, okay? It'll be hot, but yeah. Alright, so let's say out of 10 friends of Arna, 4 of them like pizza, 5 of them like pasta, and the remaining one likes chaat.
Which is one.
Just one. Arna, is this the right number?
So the pie chart is the pie chart would be 40.
Pie chart is a pie chart. It looks
Yeah,
like a
I'm
pie.
just saying the percentage.
Yes.
The
So-
pasta would be 50%. The pizza would be 40, and the other one would be 1.
Yeah.
10%. 10%.
10%. So, if this is a pie, this part of the pie represents pasta.
Pasta.
So this is pasta. This one depicts pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. So this kind of a view also gives you more realistic, more intuitive idea about how is your data organized? What is the split or spread of the data? If you're looking at this, you can see, oh, pasta is the biggest slot. Maximum people are using pasta. Then comes pizza. Then comes chaat. So let's say tomorrow, if you're inviting your friends, would you want to buy a large quantity of chaat? Or would you want to invest your money for buying pizza and pasta? Let's say if Anna is inviting her
You
friends.
can just get all of them.
You'll get all of them, but you would probably choose which quantity you would buy more.
Okay.
Yeah? Because let's say if you spend, let's say $100 to buy chaat for 10 people and only one person is eating chaat, then your chaat will get wasted, your money will get wasted. So this information represented in a more intuitive way gives you the ability to decide in a more effective and appropriate way. Arnav, am I making sense so far?
You make sense.
Okay. I always do. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm just kidding. So I have to keep on cracking jokes in between, right? So that you guys stay awake. I know I'm not very good at cracking jokes, but sometimes I do. Alright, coming back to the point. So, in summary, so far what we have seen is what is data? Raw data, like be it, let's say if you have some students in the class, you have got one exam done, everybody got some marks. Some people got distinction above 90%. Some people got 70 to 90. Some people got
A, B, C,
A's, B's, C's, D's, right? So then the teacher will say, okay, what percentage of the class has got above 90? What percent has got A? What percentage has got B? What percentage has got C and D? And then he or she might decide, okay, so if my A is red color, this is not red though, so we'll say, okay, fine, this is,
Do you need help? Do you need help holding those? Do you need help holding those?
This one?
No, holding the other marker so it's much easier.
I'm fine, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's say A, B, C and D. Okay, they are the 4 grades kids got. So B was blue, A was red, and let's say D was black. Meaning this is where this is a pool of people who got very bad score. Okay, and then this is D, and let's say this is
C?
C.
Average score.
Average score. So basically, if you look at this pie chart, let's say based on what everybody has scored, if you rank them in A, B, C, D and count the numbers and put them in a pie chart, it gives you, okay, a major percentage of the class has got C, meaning everybody has passed but not very good score. Very small percentage has got A. This is a good percentage, but still a much smaller percentage of the class. And these are the kids who have got a D. That means they need more attention. They have to understand the concepts better. They have to be taught differently. So when you look at this data, right, in a pie chart or a bar chart, the only purpose of that is to make sure that you put the data in a more intuitive way to be able to make decisions. Okay? So when it comes to statistics, these are the terms that you will come across. One is called structured data. One is called unstructured data. Whatever we saw before, when you guys were collecting the marks, age of all the kids, whatever numbers we saw, this was unstructured data. It was just lying there. There was no structure to it. It was a free flow of data without any brain being applied on the top of that. What you are seeing here, or what you saw in the bar chart, this is called structured data. Meaning, when you organize data in a certain way to be able to make decision, that is called structured data. So you'll come across structured data, unstructured data, and then the different types of graphs and charts that will help you make right interpretation from the data, and then take some meaningful outcome from that and make decisions. Now let's look at one more example, and then we will see if you want to learn something more today, or we can learn more things in the next class. Okay, so let's look at one more example. Do you guys know what is the population of India right now?
No. Why would you ask that?
No, I'm just asking.
Probably 1 million.
1 million?
At least a million. Billion.
Getting closer. Arna, do you know what is the population of India right now?
Why would you ask that to us?
Because that is data.
Is it 5 billion?
The whole world's population is 6 billion.
How was 6 million?
6 billion.
6 billion?
The whole world's population is 6 billion. Okay, so now you can think backward. Arna, would you know what is the population of India right now? Any guess? Are you able to hear me okay, Arna?
It's 29 million.
India's population 29 million.
9 million?
If I wish that was true, the biggest problem we have in India is the population. Okay, we have lot of population.
I just
Actually,
searched it up on Google and it said it's 29 million.
it is actually 1.4 billion.
Wait, so Google's wrong?
Could be. Maybe the question was not right.
I kind of searched up Indonesia.
Right. So India is the most populous country right now. Okay. So earlier it was China. So China was around 1.3 billion, and we were hovering around 1.2 billion to 1.21 billion. In last few years, we have gone past China, and now, as per the official records, we are close to 1.4 billion. I might be wrong by a few digits here and there. I mean, few decimal points here and there, but this is what it is. And we are number one country. Now, number one country in terms of population. Now let's look at this data in the form of a chart.
Yeah, there's a mosquito.
Okay. So, this was the time of independence. Okay, it was somewhere around 450 million. Somewhere around this. By 1951, they do counting, the population counting every 10 years.
When did India get their independence? By
47.
okay.
So when they did counting, I mean, again, I'm just plotting this for your understanding. I might be wrong. It was 530 million in 1951. When they did in 1961, after 10 years, it had gone past 620 million. Okay? 1971. It became 720 million. I'm just putting it, okay? 1981, it was probably around 820 million. Okay, this data is just for plotting. Okay, I don't remember these numbers. Okay, I'm just plotting it. Okay, for the understanding. And right now we are here in 2024, when we know that population has gone to 1.4 billion.
Okay.
By looking at this data, what is that you can make out?
It's fluctuating.
It's increasing.
Oh, it's increasing. Oh.
450, 530, 620, 720, 820, 1.4. It is always increasing. Okay? That is one interpretation. Other thing you can say, between 1947 and 1961, it grew by almost like 50%. That is another intuitive view. But just by looking at this, you don't have to do any calculation. This makes your interpretation much easier. Let's say if there was a time when, let's say, India's population came little down. Let's say it became 604 million. I'm just making it up, okay? In 1971. Then people can relate, oh yeah, it became less because we had some war that happened, and also we had a pandemic like corona, which took away life for a lot of people actually.
Okay.
And that is how the population came down. So basically, people can relate. By looking at the data, it gives you a very intuitive view of how you can interpret that to make a decision.
Okay.
Adna, are you with me so far?
I understand.
Okay. So, likewise, these are some examples that we saw today. Okay. I will look at the syllabus for you guys for 6th, 7th and 8th grade and see what are the things that they have taught in statistics and make sure that I'm covering all of that concepts. Okay. But in summary, in brief, if you want to look at statistics, there's nothing new about statistics. Statistics is just an extension of your data, your understanding of our data in a more intuitive way. And there are different types of charts and graphs that you can look at. Okay. So one is bar chart, like what we see here. Other one that we saw was like a pie, that's called pie chart, which again depicts in terms of angles. You can derive what will the value for, what will the value of the angle, how big the piece of the pie would be, depending on the size of data, right? And then what are the key elements of those graphs and charts, that also I'll explain in the class tomorrow. Okay. So bar chart, pie chart and line graph. Line graph is nothing but the center point drawn together. Okay. This tells you how this trend is. See, by looking at this line graph only you can make out, okay, this was going upward, then it dipped, then again it went up very fast. So if the line graph is like this, that means it grew very fast. If it is like horizontal, it grew slowly. If it's like this, it is flat. Like this, it's going down. So this line graph just gives you that. You don't even have to look at the numbers. Just by looking at the graph, you can make out, oh, this is going up or down. That flow it will be able to give you a view around. So these are things that you need to know conceptually. In tomorrow's class, I'll make sure that everything else that you need to know specifically for your grade, we'll just cover that. But I'm not expecting anything more, a lot of new things to be known, but some terminology that could be very specific to your grades, I'll make sure that you guys are well versed with that, because this is all that I taught to my daughter for SAT when it comes to statistics. But if there's anything more that I'm missing here, I'll explain that to you guys in the class tomorrow. Any questions,
No.
Arna, Mitran?
No.
No? You're
No, I
good?
don't have any questions.
Wonderful. Then we should be good for today's